What are the most astonishing facts on the economy right now?
The resilience it has, as we have major forces at play. I'll give you two major forces. Obviously, tariffs, most people thought would be highly inflationary. That hasn't proved out to be the case. There is some increase in input costs. They need to be fine-tuned. But the impact of AI was underestimated as a productivity tool. Look at what happened with Square just in the last 24 hours.
That.
And look how much the stock has gone up as a result of cutting the workforce by 40%. So there you have the good, bad, and the ugly in that thing. But AI is turning out to be a massive productivity tool for margin enhancement, increased cash flow, and productivity, all at the same time, not just in one sector, in all 11 sectors of the economy. All 11 sectors use AI today. And 24 months ago, you would have said, that's hype. And I can give you examples in my own portfolio of companies of which every single one is using an AI tool, paying for it, renting it, whatever they're doing, and how they're using it and how it's enhanced cash flow in the last 6 months.
What do you think about Sam Altman saying that a lot of the layoffs are simply AI washing and that these companies are using AI as an excuse to fire people because they might have overhired or spending too much money, or maybe their financials just aren't good, so they blame AI?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that going on. But the offset, and I mean, just look at, let's use an example, let's just two simple examples that everybody's going to understand. That wasn't happening 18 months ago, is happening now. Let's take the insurance industry, make it easy, the watch insurance industry. I'm involved. I have a company called Wonder Care that insures watches. So if somebody goes online and says, I want to insure this Rolex Daytona, it would take up to 2 weeks to write a policy. You'd have to go do research, actuarial data, how old, what zip code are they in, how much fraud is in that state, what are the laws of that state. We can issue that policy now in 9 seconds through data scraping. So the productivity is insane in terms of what's it done for margin enhancement. How about this one? You own a large box retailer. Each year for your insurance, you have to send a guy up on a ladder, or a Wendy's or a McDonald's, the same for any commercial building. No matter where it is in any state, you have to inspect the roof for leaks and all of the air vac, all the HVAC system, everything. And then if there's any repair required, you have to issue a work order and get it repaired in order to maintain your insurance. How about a 6K drone just flies over it in a matter of 30 minutes, compares that image from the one it took last year down to a 6K resolution. It sends it to a satellite, and before anybody even stops flying the drone, issues the work order for repair. Nobody gets up a ladder. The only person that went there, it's a company called Fly Guys. We own a piece of it. They just fly drones, and it's all done with AI. So you fly a guy out in his Ford 150 to that McDonald's, above the top, it's over. That's it. Nobody goes up on a ladder in the summer or the winter and gets injured. That's AI.
So you've said before that someone making $65,000 a year could become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Could you walk us through that math? And is there an income level where it's just mathematically impossible with living expenses that you just can't do it?
Not if you're 65. It's when you get to 65. The way it works is, and we don't have the discipline. And I'm going to walk you down a lesson that I learned over the last 6 years on this. Remember when fintech was smoking hot and everybody's bringing apps to the market to help you trade stocks, buy bonds, buy derivatives, buy options? It was all done on your phone, and everybody thought, well, this is going to make it just democratic. Everybody out there is going to be able to be like a multi-million-dollar investor because they got the tools for nothing. None of that worked. None of it. And I was developing something like that. We started with a version of bean stocks. I'm promoting something I invested in. And it never worked because people actually don't know how to read a stock chart or what candles are or what 200-day averages are or any of that stuff. What they really wanted, it turned out, was the ability to push a button in one transaction and put 60% of it into stocks and 40% of it into bonds. That's it. That's it. And the smarter we made the app in terms of simplicity, when it got so simple that that's what you could do, and that's what Beanstalks does today, then it took off. Because the only decision you have to make in your life is, what is the discipline each week you have to take your income and what percentage, 10 well, some people, 5, 10, or 15% are you going to put into the market and never take it out till you're 65. You want to be a millionaire at 65, $1.5 million? Take 20% of your salary of $69,000 and put it into the market each week, and don't touch it, and just watch it on your phone grow. It goes up and down as the market moves, but generally speaking, the market for the last 150 years has given you anywhere from 8 to 12% annualized every single year. You don't have to guess or pick stocks. You don't know. You just buy an index. That's what the app does.
How are you investing your money?
I only do indices now. I basically say, because I've learned through our Beanstalks experience, I use an 𝗖𝗓𝗡 product. I helped design it, and then we sold it to 𝗖𝗓𝗡 called 𝗖𝗓𝗡. So they have an index for S&P, an index for technology, an index for Europe, and an index for Asia. I put 40% into the US, 20% into Europe, and the rest spread across the other two, and I forget about it.
How often do you check your portfolio?
Every day at 4:05. I have a huge dashboard, not only my public companies, but all my private investments too. I mean, I have a lot in real estate. I have a lot in collectibles.
Yeah.
I've gone into, in my group that we formed, we have over 100 million in cards now.
A really scary truth is just how vulnerable your digital life is, and most people have no idea until it's too late, and then they're stuck spending several hours trying to solve a problem that they did not create. So don't be like my roommate Kevin, because I kid you not, his identity got stolen 2 years ago, and guess who's still paying for it? Me. Because the one thing he still can't recover is his Venmo.
See, the trouble with identity theft and fraud is that it doesn't happen all at once. And by the time you notice, usually the damage is done.
And that's exactly where our sponsor 𝗪𝗓𝗡 comes in. It catches problems early by keeping an eye on your identity, credit, financial accounts, and online activity altogether. And the best part is that setting it up only takes a few minutes, and then from there, it works quietly in the background all day, every day.
𝗪𝗓𝗡 monitors your credit activity, data breaches, and the dark web using AI-powered detection tools that are able to spot suspicious activity in real time. If it finds something unusual, you get an alert that tells you exactly what happened and the next steps to take.
You can lock your credit, secure all of your accounts, and fight fraud with just one click. If identity theft does occur, 𝗪𝗓𝗡 connects you with US-based specialists to restore your identity and handle the damage with up to $2 million in identity theft insurance.
So head on over to 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧 to get 50% off of your first month and see for yourself if your information's actually secure.
Seriously, guys, the peace of mind is worth it. Protect your credit, identity, and online data today. Again, that is 50% off your first month at 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧.